Hey guys, welcome to PhoneRadar. This is Chetan and this is the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 and this is the Note 4. As far the differences comes, this is the 13 megapixel camera while the one on the Note 4 has a 16 megapixel camera. The speaker is moved to the back side of the phone and they have an S Pen with a few differences in the functionality. And on the front you get to see the same screen size. The 5.7-inch screen on the Note 3 has a 1080p resolution while the one on the Note 4 has a 1440p 2K resolution. As far as the Android version is concerned, it's the Android 4.4.2 KitKat on the Note 3 because an Android update has been sent after the KitKat was released, and then the Android 4.4.4 KitKat is present on the Note 4, and we are sure these both devices would be getting the Lollipop update very soon. So once we are done with this, now let's talk about the main difference here. That's the S Pen. The S Pen on the Note 3 would give you an air command feature where there are 5 functions. That's the action memo, the screen write, and S Finder as well as pen window. So these are the 5 functions that you would see in the air command feature. But the one in the Note 4 has 4 options under the same air command which would pop up whenever you remove the S Pen. It's action memo, smart select, image clip, and screen write. These are the 4 options that you would see here under the air command feature. And talking about the Note 3's S Pen, that would work even on the Note 4 because it's the same magnetic field usage that you would see here. But the Note 3's S Pen would not fit in that easily into the Note 4's pocket. So that is because there are a few serrations or the stripes on the bottom of the Note 3's S Pen, while the one on the Note 4 has a very smooth finish. So that is the way it is made to go and fit into the Note 4's S Pen pocket in the bottom. As you can see, the S Pen of the Note 4 has easily fit into the pocket of the Note 4, while this one struggles a bit and it doesn't go fully into the device. So although the functionality is there, the difference is in the design where there are serrations in the Note 3's S Pen and there are no serrations. It's a smooth one on the Note 4's S Pen. So talking about the functionality, it's the induction field that works here on the S Pen, and there's a removable tip that you can change anytime. And so let's talk about a few tips of the Galaxy Note 4's S Pen. So first of all, let's go into the settings of the S Pen that are given under the settings section, and let's check out what Samsung has to offer under the settings. So under the quick settings you would see an option called as S Pen, and under this there's options for the air command, air view, and even for the pointer. There's this little dot, that's the tiny circle that's moving around on the screen whenever the S Pen is near to the screen. And there are S Pen alerts where you can set your device to sound an alert whenever the S Pen is out of the device and you are moving away. So that reminds you whether you are leaving your S Pen behind. There's a disable pen detection where you can disable whenever the pen is removed from the device, so that the battery life is saved there, because whenever you remove the S Pen, the air command features comes up, and that is quite unnecessary for many users. So you can disable that here itself. And there are S Pen sounds that you can change and S Pen vibration feedback. There are a few detachment options where as soon as you detach the S Pen you can try to open the air command or the action memo. So by default it comes as air command, but you can also change that to action memo or set it to none. None is almost the same as disabling the pen detection. And these are the attach or detach sounds and the vibration option. So these are the various settings under the S Pen, and this is the air command where you can see the 4 options that we had shown you earlier: action memo, smart select, image clip, and screen write. So I'll be explaining each of them to you in this video. So the first tip is on holding the S Pen over a photo in the gallery to get quick options, and also how to do multiple selections of photos. So once you're in the gallery, you can just hover over the S Pen on a picture, and once you do that you can see the photo enlarged with a few options there. The first option would be screen write, the second would be editing, third would be sharing, and the fourth one delete. So this is quite easy because you don't have to always open the photo and you get to see the options directly here. It's screen write, editing, sharing, and then delete. So these are the 4 options, and it's quite easy to do. You can hover over the pen over anything. And the next one is how to select. And for selecting multiple photos you need to hold the button on the S Pen and then make a box anywhere on the screen to select the photos, and that is easy for directly sharing everything and deleting them or editing the pictures. So this is the tip on how to make multiple selections using the S Pens button, and you can even make multiple boxes. Once you selected these photos, then if you wanted to select the photos beside to it, that is easy as well. So these are the two tips. One is hovering over, and the second one is multiple selections of the pictures. The next tip is on how to preview the messages on the messaging application. When you are on the messaging application, you don't need to go into the message conversation always, because whenever you hover the S Pen over a message conversation, it would show you the preview of the latest message. This is useful when you have 100 messages and you don't want to read them at the same time, but you want to keep them unread. You can just preview the message there itself. The next are two tips on the Samsung's default internet browser. In the browser, you can easily scroll down and up in the pages without even touching the screen, because you have the S Pen in your hands. You just need to go towards the bottom of the page where you get to see the arrow marks, and that would just drag the page down. And the same thing is for dragging the page up. You just need to go towards the top, and just below to that you would see an option coming up with the arrows on the top, and that way you can just drag the page up and down. And the next tip is on how to select some text using the S Pen and the physical button on the S Pen. Here you can use the physical button, press and hold it, and now you can select any text on the page. Once you select that, you would get to see a few options: that select all, or copy, share via, dictionary, and it would scroll to the sides, find the same word on the web page, and also do a web search of the same. You can share the text via different sources. That's everything on the list. You can copy it to the clipboard, you can even share it to the Drive, Dropbox, Bluetooth, Facebook, and you can even mail that. For example, for me to mail that particular text, this is just two words I have selected here, but I can do that to a particular paragraph or the entire text. So that is easy using the S Pen's physical button. Just need to hold the button and select the text. So these are the two tips. One is holding the button and selecting the text, and next one is for scrolling the page. Now let's talk about the air command feature that comes directly into the S Pen functionality, and that is very important. The first one is action memo, where you get a memo widget on the screen, and you can do a lot of things with the same. Link memos to the actions. Now let me give you an example here. The first thing I would write is a phone number or any number down here, and I can do anything with it. Like I can make a call, send it as a message, or I can open a web browser and search for the same. These are the options I would see, where I can make a phone call directly, add this to the contacts, send a message to this number, or even email if at all it's an email address. And even if I write down an address, I can navigate to that place using Google Maps. This is not the single function that action memo can do. I can even write down a website address and open the same directly into the browser. So let me write down our website, PhoneRadar.com, and now let me show you. I am writing this not in a single line, but one below the other, to show you that how easy it is to just go to the web page. Let me now go into the browser, and there you go, it opens the page with this. So it recognizes the text very well, and I wrote .com below the first line, but still it recognized that. So the other thing I can do is write down a list that I wanted to write down quickly, and then pin it to the home screen. Like when I'm traveling, if I needed a few things to be checked in and I need to remember, I can just pin this to the home screen, tap and hold, and this would be placed as a widget anywhere on the home screen. So this is easy to place and easy to actually manage. You just need to write it and pin it on the home screen, and there it is. You would see the widget very easily placed on the home screen directly, and you can again go into the same action memo and do any changes you wanted to. So the next option you see here is the smart select option. Whenever I wanted something to be selected and sent, I can just select that using the smart select option, and I can make a collection of it. There you go, see the option of collect, and I would select a few other also. So I would again tap on smart select, and I would select this picture, add it to the collection. And let me try for one more cartoon. So this is another cartoon that I liked, and I would select that using the same option. And once I'm done with my selections, I can just tap on the same, and there you go. I can now share these on the social networks, or I can share it via email, or even save in the scrapbook. So sharing options are very easy, where you don't see only the pictures but also the actual source from where I took the picture, so that it's easy to find out the same. These are the pictures that are attached, and I can now just write the subject and the receiver's email address, and I'm done. So it's very easy to select the pictures, select not just pictures but any screen captures of anything on your screen. And now I can do the same by saving the pictures into the scrapbook. It would make it as a collection in my scrapbook. I can give it a particular category and then name it and add it into my scrapbook collections. So as you can see, directly from the notification panel I can delete the scrapbook or entry or edit it. Now this is how the scrapbook collection would look like with the URLs from where the picture was actually taken. So the third option you see here is the image clip under air command, and image clip is where you can make a particular selection on the screen. I can make any random shape here and that shape would be particularly saved, and you can even make changes to it by making a circle or a square. And now you can save the same shape here. If at all I wanted this to be saved as a circle, I would do that, and that would again save it to the same scrapbook where the earlier saving was done. So this is where the entry would go in the scrapbook. And now under the scrapbook there are a few other things I could do along with it. I can go into my collected content. By editing I can enter some title text and even go into the drawing memo and draw anything I wanted to. Like if this was a date on the calendar that I wanted to save, I can just write it as save the date, and I'm done. It would show the same memo on the collection page where you get to see both things, that's the image clip as well as the save the date collected content. So this is how it would look like. And to give you one more example, let me go into the web search. I like this Santa Claus cartoon. I can now select the same using the image clip option. And it's not always that you would want to have a particular rectangular round design. I like my own shape that I created. I can just directly save that into the scrapbook and make the changes as I want. So the last option here is screen write. Wherever I am on the screen, I can take a screen capture of the same, and then the screen write option would let me edit the picture and write anything over it. Just selecting the option would take a screenshot, and then I can write anywhere on the screen, and using different pens, select any pen, change the transparency, change the size of the picture and the color. Once I'm done with the selections of the pen, I can just write it anywhere. So it's very easy to write and very easy to share as well. You just have to select the screen write option where the screen capture would be done, and then you would be given the option panel on the top. So you can undo, and wherever you wrote each and every word, that would be removed from there. And it's not like erasing anything, it's undo option that you get here. Erase also would do the same function, but erasing is different here. And as you can see, the pen would also do a few things that you can't do directly by yourself. It would give it the text some particular shapes. Now under the S note, there's a beautiful feature called as photo note that is very useful for those who wanted to actually take a picture and use the text in that particular picture to edit and change it. So now for example, I am taking a picture of this particular text. The phone's camera would directly recognize the text, and the software would now let you edit the text area of that photo. So this is the text that was just captured. Now you would see that only the text would be remaining here, all the colors are gone, and you would be given the direct text to edit, and they would be in separate sections so that you can play around with that as you wish. So I can move it around, I can convert that to edit. Use the convert to edit tool to transform your images into lines. You can edit these lines after they are converted. So once the conversion is done, you get even better options to now change the text. You can just use the eraser to remove the letters one by one. So that proves that okay, this is the text format that you are editing, not a photo format. And if there are any spelling mistakes, you can just remove that text and use your own text to place it there. So there's a text box that would come here. It is not that easy to do. You need to be pretty accurate with the box placement and all, and you can place the text as you want. So it is easy to actually edit, but not that easy because accuracy is needed. Now you can select any other area on the screen for the text, and you can do the same with that also. You can go into the properties and send that to the back or bring that to the front, change the size of that particular text box, and you can even convert that to edit. So these are the few options that you can do using the photo note application under the S Note. To just show you once again, you can see that there is no content detected, and once it would detect, that message would be gone. So that's the photo note application under S Note. The last tip is for those who use the S Pen a lot. It is about how to change the S Pen tip. The Samsung Galaxy Note 4's S Pen comes with a few tips, and this tip on the top is a bit retractable. You can push it down into the pen, and that is normal. It's not a problem at all. But now for you to change the S Pen's tip, there are 5 extra tips that are given. The default one comes with the black one, and there are 3 extra black and 2 white tips for those who wanted to change the color also. So there's a clamp also provided along with these tips, and the clamp has this serrated head on the front. Now using that clamp, in the center hole you can place the S Pen tip, and now hold it tight and you can pull out the S Pen tip. It's very easy to remove, and in the same way it's very easy to place it back. So I'll try to use the white one right now. I'll have to place the S Pen's head on the top of the clamp, on the front of the clamp, and this is the tip. Once I place it in the center of the clamp, I need to just push it into the S Pen, and it would give a tug and won't go more than this. So it's easy to change the S Pen tip, but you need to be a bit careful because it can break at some times if you try to give it some extra force than it needs. So be careful on that, but it's not hard at all to change the S Pen tip. You just need a clamp and an extra tip to do that. So this is once again that I'm changing the tip. So these were the tips for the Samsung Galaxy Note 4's S Pen, and it's no different from the Note 3's S Pen except for some functionality, but still there's a lot of interesting things that you can do with the S Pen of the Galaxy Note 4. Do check out PhoneRadar for more videos, tips and tutorials. Thank you.